Hey, everybody, welcome into the show. We've got a good one for you today. We've got Andrew, and I'm not going to try to pronounce his last name again, and he just told me how to pronounce it, Kasperwitz. So, yeah, we're going to get it underway, and we're going to talk about the success he's having in the Agent Accelerator program. Andrew, my man, how you doing? Mr. Kasperwitz. I got it right there, I think.
There you go. I'm doing fantastic, man. Thank you for having me on.
Man, well, I'm super excited about having you on today, man. I mean, I love doing these interviews with our top clients the way we've been doing for, gosh, it's been years at this point, but you're going to be the brand newest one, at least at the time of the recording of this thing here. Well, kind of going back in history a little bit, man. Andrew, how long have you actually been in the life insurance industry? When did this all get started for you?
I got licensed back in November of 2015. So it's pushing
Wow.
almost, this will be my 7th year in the business. So right when I hit
Wow.
21, yeah, I jumped in and it's never looked back since.
Wow. What were you doing before life insurance?
So I was actually bouncing around trying to find myself. I did
Yeah.
a little bit of everything. I did construction. I worked UPS, Costco, a lot of supermarket gigs and
Mm.
stuff like that. And I just knew there was more out there for me, just not that 9 to 5. And so a friend actually introduced me into the life insurance space. And I was like, hey, what do I got to lose? So I jumped in and it was the best decision I ever made. So.
Well, and I'm hearing that more and more often now. One of the interesting things, I'm sure you've probably heard the statistics that 92% of life insurance agents fail out of the business. What do you think has been like one of the cornerstones for you that has actually kept you in for all these years now?
I would say grit, because it definitely hasn't been easy. The journey is what you make out of it. And so if you're not constantly devoting yourself to get better each and every day, you're gonna get hit with some adversity that you're not gonna be able to push through. And that's why most people, I believe, end up quitting the insurance space and try to find something more consistent in a pay scale, right? So
Yeah.
I'm just thankful that I had the grit to just push through and really had some come to Jesus moments, right? That it's not necessarily the system, it's not necessarily the leads, even though that does have a big part of it, but
Mm.
it's what you're doing to get better each and every day to make sure your results are changing, right?
Yeah.
Not changing, improving, I should say, right,
Got
for
you.
the better. So that's what's really helped me, and really have a good support team as well, right? I have good mentors. My wife keeps me on check, so
Yeah.
always
Wives do that.
forcing me
Wives
to,
do that.
yeah, forcing me to level up in every single way. So I'm just thankful.
It's one of the things that I've said for, well, decades at this point. It's like success or failure, both of them are your fault.
Hmm.
It's kind of like when we try and seek things outside of ourselves to blame for not hitting the mark or whatever it is you want to call it or hitting goals. It's like we're the only constant denominator in all of that. And, I can kind of sense that that's kind of how you probably take a look at things, even though you may not have phrased it that same way. But
Yeah.
it's like taking control of your destiny is not relying on anything else but ourselves. And, so I applaud you just for kind of seeing it in that same vein. With all the issues that are in the life insurance industry, like right now, what do you think is the thing that's going on right now that may be causing people not to hit that mark, not reach those goals? Like, what's your take on that?
That's a good question. Um, I honestly, for me personally, right, I could only speak on my experience
Hmm.
in the IMO that I'm with and so forth like that. But I really believe to kind of step outside the box and really look at the whole picture and see like if you're given leads, right, through your IMO or whatever, maybe there's better outside, right? Maybe there's better structure, comp structure and stuff like that. But for me, what was really frustrating at the time is the consistency of the quality of the leads that I was able to come in contact with.
Hmm.
And it's basically the ROI that I was getting in trouble with. So that's what caused me to come out and kind of just do my homework and find Arturo Johnson Consulting and kind of really fix a problem that I was, really battling with for a while now. So I
Yeah.
was actually, to be honest with you, I was kind of looking like, man, is it still a good decision, to
Ah,
keep pursuing, but I felt like I caught my second wind. I felt like this was a whole breath of fresh air. So again, like that's why I feel super thankful and like, man, I found it,
yeah.
so
Well, kind of tell us about that journey. How long have you been in our Agent Accelerator program?
this will be on the 28th. Well, this is my first month, so I'm like
Oh,
three
wow.
weeks in right now. Yeah, 3 weeks
Okay.
in. That's why, like, I would say, like, the first week and a half, 2 weeks, man, I was really, really kind of, stressed, right? You're trying to
Yeah.
make it work. I'm
Yeah.
trying to, overcome some objections and just certain scenarios, right? Overcoming, bank information and stuff like that.
Okay.
But the good thing is that since we have so many leads that are coming in, good quality leads that are booking for themselves, and they're easy to book when you're calling them yourself, right?
Yeah.
I've been able to shorten that curve, I think, and I probably talked to 70, 80 people so far, presentation,
Okay.
process and error, trial and error, right? Trying to see what works. And I think I'm making some traction. I'm finally breaking through and consistently writing business almost every single day now, whether it's one, two.
Wow.
My best day so far was a couple of days ago, and I helped three different families out, and I think it was like around
Wow.
6, 7 thousand for the day. So
So how has it been like kind of making that transition from like in home to now doing completely virtual over the phone? How's that been for
so
you?
briefly when COVID first hit, I tried to do it. I tried to
Hmm.
kind of get accustomed to it, but I was struggling. I was having a hard time, closing it over the phone. But with these leads, what I found is since the ad is kind of already designed to do everything virtual, it has been a lot easier. Right? There's still certain objections. There's still certain things that I found that you still need to make sure that they're home. You still need to make sure that their wife is available or something like that, because then you're going to still get into the same objections, rebuttals, right? Like, oh, I need to talk
Hmm.
to my spouse or whatever the case may be, right? But what I found recently is that it's possible only if you're consistently doing the work each and every day. And I've found that you actually have to work a little bit harder with virtual sales because people will no show you, people won't answer, whatever the case is. So instead of just waiting for your next appointment, being proactive and consistently dialing my leads to try to do same day appointments or book appointments for a later time, and just really resolving every single lead. Kevin Alexander actually said, to just dial them until they tell you no, and that's all I've really been doing. Is just following the
Yeah.
the the success trails that our previous people blaze a trail for. So I'm not trying to
Hmm.
reinvent anything. I'm asking questions and just trying to get better with the system that has already been provided. So
Awesome. Awesome. I mean, in the past week and a half, how many leads do you think you've had come in?
I would say close to like 70, 80 leads, almost 100, I would say. Sunday was actually one of my better days on Easter. I got like around
Wow.
27, 28
Wow.
leads, yeah, in that
Wow.
day. So
Do you know by any chance how much your cost per lead is that you're getting in?
on average, it's about $5.
Average about $5 as opposed to what you were paying before.
$11 per lead.
Wow. So you've cut your
Yeah.
basically in half. You've cut your cost of acquisition in half, which obviously gives you more revenue to be able to invest back into more leads and especially with these being exclusive, unique only to you and you have that confidence that no one else is getting these leads but me.
Correct. That's 100%. I do have a dialer, and that's attributed to the appointments that I have and stuff like that, right?
Hmm.
But that first week and a half, when I was hands-on, consistently calling and stuff like that, not one person cussed me out. Not one person yelled at
Wow.
me. Not one person said, "Hey, I did not fill this out." And for me, it was the exact opposite that I was accustomed to. Because
Mm.
80% of the people normally cuss me out. 80% of the people don't come and fill it out, and the 20% that we come across and we're able to book is who we normally sell anyways.
Yeah.
But the thing is that it's been a complete night and day experience. Like, I don't feel emotionally drained, like, like I've been emotionally abused
You've
all
been beat
day
up.
from
Yeah.
yeah, from just going to work, so I feel confident in the day-to-day basis. That's allowed me to just be more consistent day in and day out. Like one thing is I also did open up my schedule. So I'm in Pacific Standard Time Zone, so I'm
Okay.
in LA. I actually, my first appointment's at 5 a.m. because East Coast it's 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock their
Yeah.
time. So I found that once I do that, like I already closed the deal before I hopped on the call today,
Wow.
around 7 o'clock. But what I found is that, if you're starting at 8 o'clock, depending on what time zone, you miss the boat.
Yeah.
There's already, there's 3 hour gap that, could have been a cut, booked or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So allowing me to do that and feel more confident in consistently doing that, it's been allowing me to get, a couple deals before lunch, my time.
Yeah.
And for me, that's a win, man.
That's
Because then
huge.
I have, from 12 o'clock to 7 o'clock to get a couple more. So man, with that, I'm confident that, this is the right thing to do.
How many states are you licensed in, by the way, Andrew?
So I'm currently licensed around 17 states, but I just told Jack to open it up to all states, 49 states. And
Wow.
how we work is that I could just input a application and then pay for the non-resident license, and then
Yeah.
it comes in within 24 to 48 hours. So before they even process that application, my license is already in. So then I'm only submitting applications in states that I'm actually, getting business in. So that way I'm not licensed in all these states that, have no business in them.
Wow.
So
Do you mind sharing what agency you're with or IMO?
yeah, I'm with Family First Life.
Okay, awesome. I mean, it's one of those things. Have you ever taken travel trips before?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Will you ever take another one again?
Just to work remotely, not to be traveling around. I did that in Hawaii. So I did a travel trip in Hawaii, and
Yeah.
dude, we drove over like 1,000 miles in just like 5 days.
On the Big
And
Island?
yeah, the Big Island,
Yeah.
yep. And it was worth it, don't get me wrong,
Hmm.
but this time I would go to just work from the hotel room, and do my telesales that way with you guys. So
Yeah.
it would
I
be a
mean,
whole different
it's
travel trip.
oh, I definitely. I mean, I can just see where so many times people are hopping on planes, getting hotel rooms. You got to get your food. You got to get your rental
Yeah.
car, to go house to house, as opposed to sitting. I mean, nobody knows between the two of us if both of us actually have on pants, right?
Yeah.
They know we have on a shirt, right?
Yeah.
They know that. But do we have on pants? Well, that's to be debated, right? But it's like to be able to just sit in the comfort of your home or your office or wherever it is that you are and just present really in a natural way that you have to present. It just seems like it's just a far better approach in the day and time that we live. And you know as well as I do, COVID changed the game
Yeah.
for all of us. If it had not been for COVID, unfortunately, we probably wouldn't. Well, many agents, I can't say we all, but many agents wouldn't be in the position that they are now that didn't transition over to doing virtual and phone sales.
100%.
We've believed in it before COVID, but
Mhm.
nobody else really did. But now it's like, oh, when you got to make money, and you can't leave your house, which COVID kind of taught us that it just makes the world of difference.
Yeah.
Andrew, what is like your outlook like at this point on where you see yourself going in the next, let's just call it 90 days? Like, I know you just opened up, 49 out of the 50 states you're going to be working in. So, what are some of the goals that you have now that you have this weapon in hand, now that you have this system in place?
Yeah, so I've been pondering about that question, because that's something that I ask myself consistently. Is now that I have this, what will I be able to accomplish? And I believe that I believe with the amount of leads that I'm getting, with the quality, without compromising the quality, I believe that I'm able to accomplish all my goals, which would be 40 to 50,000 in a monthly basis.
Yeah.
When that wasn't what I was able to do prior, I was average 12 to 15,000 per month. But with you guys, I believe that that's, I'll be able to triple or even quadruple my issue paid numbers as
Hmm.
well. Keep that return on my investment a lot higher. Because too, the quality of the people that I'm actually able to talk to and submit applications for, they've been going through a lot of our premium carriers. So that means
Mm.
I'm getting, a better deal for a better bang for my buck, so to speak, So definitely I'll be able to scale myself to at least 40 to 50,000 per month, but at the same time give my agents a fresh breath of air as well. I'm
Yeah.
not one to just hold on to the pot of gold and just keep everything for me, to so to speak.
Yeah.
I do have a team. I do have someone that is supposed to be coming on board with you guys as well.
Mm.
He's in the works with Jack. And so really just open it up to my key players, and then
Yeah.
have them scale out to not have their agents join on, but to have them produce enough leads to where they could dish them out per state or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So those are my short-term goals within the next 2 to 3 months that I'm able to. I know for sure I'll be able to hit. So
Okay, awesome. Well, I
yeah.
mean, you've seen a bunch of these videos, so you've probably heard me ask the same question that I'm about to ask you, right? It's like you watched all these testimonial videos. Now you're one, right?
Yeah.
You've talked about your own personal experience with AJC. What would be the advice that you would give to someone that is kind of maybe on the fence right now? Maybe how even you were about getting into AJC. What would your advice be to them?
You know what? I was actually my wife was looking through her LinkedIn DMs, and you guys had reached out to us a year ago,
Mm.
saying, hey, like, come talk with us, just try us out, this and that. And we didn't, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and to think back, like, man, if we would have jumped in on this a year ago, how far could we be at this point? So I would say, man, don't, for the people that are looking on to find a better lead source, they may be iffy. What's the worst that's going to happen? You get 400 leads in a month and it doesn't work out. At that point, you just got to wipe your hand and keep going. But the thing is that that's not going to happen here. I guarantee you that there's no way, if you call every single day, you have appointments every single day, there's no way that you're not going to at least double your initial premium that you invested with AJC here. It's just a matter of being open-minded, listen, and adapt as quickly as you possibly can to make sure that you're overcoming the objections and just the learning curve that comes with anything that you try for the first time. So.
Wow. Well, I definitely appreciate that, Andrew. And I mean, we're looking forward to much success from you with everything that you've already done. And I just want to thank you for the time that you've spent with me today here just to share your experience with our audience as well. So thanks, my friend. I definitely appreciate it.
Anytime, Earl. Thank you for having me.
All right. And to you, the listening audience, make sure if you want to talk to us, if you just want to see how this all can work for you, there's a link in the description. Go ahead and click that link and you can book an appointment with us and we'll tell you exactly what it is that we can do for you. And you can make a determination if you're a good fit, and we can make a determination if you're a good fit for us. Until next time, my name is Earl Hall, and I'll see you on the next broadcast. You take care.